Hey everyone, welcome back to another ListedKit AI tutorial. Today we're talking about our templates and how to set them up in ListedKit. So let's start with what templates that we're looking at right now. I have two of them placed up here in front of us. I want to start by breaking down what we're actually looking at in front of us, why I have these pulled up, and then we'll go into actually how to set them up inside ListedKit. So on the left here, I have my task templates. These should seem quite familiar to you. They're just a list of tasks I need to do, as well as when they're due. And I highly recommend having your task templates in a format similar to this, at least. The more detailed, the better. But at least having the name of a task and the due date is really helpful if you are trying to set up a fully functional system that uses templates. I do want to disclose very adamantly, though, you do not need these to use ListedKit. You can have Ava generate tasks for you, and they work perfectly fine. We are just aware that there's a lot of people who have very refined processes and need to get them stored into ListedKit. And if that's you, then this video is the right place to be. So yeah, on my left, I have a task template mapped out. This is my simple under contract listing task template. I could have 30 templates, just one template. It doesn't matter how many you have at the minimum. It really benefits you if you have more templates, you have the ability to actually upload how many of you want to and name them how you please, and that we'll get to that a little later. Here, I just want to point out kind of the format, how they're laid out. Keep in mind the order you upload them in is what's preserved, so make sure you've ordered them correctly and make sure your due dates are mapped out clearly. Simple list of tasks, and then once we upload them, we can actually assign them to people and stuff. On the right side, you're looking at your compliance checklist. I want to break this down because we've seen some people have a bit of a confusion about what's the difference between the two. In ListedKit, we have a compliance feature that lets you track how compliant each document that you need during the transaction is, so that by the time you get to close, ideally that tracker has helped you collect all your documents and they're all compliant. But how does Ava know which documents your specific brokerage in your state and your county needs? Some of that information is not available publicly. So we just lean into you telling us what documents you want to keep a track of during that transaction. You can also do both the tasks and the compliance for the listing phase if you upload a listing agreement. But I know the compliance piece is the most important when we're doing a sale or we're under contract. And so that's the example I have here. The compliance checklist is just a list of all the document names that we need and when we need them by. So side by side now, this is almost like a system that talks to each other of I need the purchase agreement by the acceptance date and I need to confirm that it's fully executed. You see how they're like actually talking to each other? And the more detail you can give Ava, the better on this. So this is kind of why I have my templates set up this way. I also want to point out these are two PDFs with these templates in them. You don't necessarily need it mapped out that way. I know a lot of people who sign up used to use spreadsheets. If your spreadsheets have this kind of a breakdown, you can also just copy paste what your spreadsheet says into ListedKit. You don't necessarily have to format it this way. I'm just using this as an example because I've seen a lot of people have these kind of like blueprints in a doc formula or a format that you can then export as a PDF to ListedKit. Um, Additionally, I've also seen people have their templates set up in another software like Open to Close, A-Frame, Folio, sometimes in Follow Up Boss in a CRM. In that case, again, you don't have to export it to a PDF. You can if you want to, but we also have the ability to just go and copy paste and paste it into ListedKit and upload it that way. This is just again an example of maybe the most preferable way that I like to manage my templates. But with that kind of expectation setting out of the way, I'm going to talk about now. Let's see what it looks like inside ListedKit. So I'm going to jump here now into ListedKit just to give you some navigation. I was on the dashboard and I clicked on my name and I clicked on settings and I came into settings. Now, the first place I've come is the compliance templates section. Here, I'm going to give Ava just one template for now, but ideally, if you're setting up your system, all the different templates of documents for different kinds of transactions you need, so that Ava can have access to them when we're setting up a transaction. I'm going to go ahead and upload now because I do have a document with all my checklists in them. And I'm going to go ahead and upload my compliance template just by going here, that. And now I can hit process, but I could have just as easily hit paste text and copied it from wherever I had it, whether it was in an Excel sheet or in my old software, or if you just feel like writing it out, you can do that here too. And we would hit process, but I'm going to go ahead and use the document that I have created, and I'm going to hit process. Now that we've uploaded it, Ava's going to go through, as you can see here, and start mapping out all of those items. And I have the ability to share this with my team. If I'm a solo user, don't worry about checking this box. If you are in a team and you want to share it with your team, then go ahead and make that shared. I'm going to name this listing under contract compliance list or compliance template. There we go. Then I'm going to hit save template. And just like that, my documents have been uploaded into ListedKit. And here you have a few options. So you can go in and edit this further to make the due dates more precise. What's cool is even if the due dates don't get like fully calculated here, when you apply it to a transaction and set the due dates there, you can then go and update this template to be more refined and more specific. I want to show you just one example though of setting a due date. Let's say we're going after the purchase agreement. I know for a fact I want this on the day of acceptance. So all I have to do is type in 0. After or before doesn't matter because it's 0. 0 days after, and I can just do acceptance date. And I hit save, and now Ava will look for this when applying the template. It's free text too. So let's see what's another example. Inspection reports, right? I don't particularly have a contingency name, so I'm just going to say 0, or let's say we need it 1 day after inspection deadline. You can see it's free text. You can put in whatever you want to, and you can hit save. And that way you can set up these due dates in case they don't get imported exactly as was in your template. But yeah, that's pretty much how you set up your compliance templates. You can set them up for buyer under contract, active listing, different loan types, different cash transactions, different counties, and then pick and choose which one you want to apply during the intake. Next, let's go into our task templates. Same deal here. You have the option to upload a document with all your templates or copy paste them. I'm going to go ahead and upload a document, the one I showed you guys. I could have just as easily pasted my template into here as well. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and do my under contract task template, and I'm going to hit process. And same deal, Ava's going to go through and look for tasks and their templatized dates, and you'll see them start streaming here pretty quickly. There we go. And pretty soon we'll be able to review the information like we did before. So yeah, my template is ready. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do listing under contract task template. And I'm going to hit save. Just like that, my task template has been created. By default, when you upload a template, we assign your tasks to the person creating the transaction. Again, if you're a solo user and you don't have team members, don't worry about this at all. Everything's going to get assigned to you. If you are, however, on a team and you are maybe setting up the template for your team to use, I would leave this as is, transaction creator. But if you know someone always does a task in a team, you can actually go in and select who is assigned. And like, let's say Faye always handles creating the escrow file. I can just do that, and then she'll get assigned. Additionally, we have a really cool feature called the auto email feature. I switch this on for, let me pick a better task actually. Let's see. Um, Send EMD instructions to buyer. That's a perfect example of we need an email describing what all the EMD instructions. I can switch on auto draft email. And now, whenever this task gets created in my transaction, a due date that gets set based on this task. On that due date, I'll put this tooltip there as well. Ava will draft an email at midnight for that task. So by the time you sign into ListedKit, all you'll see is that email ready to go. Now you may be a bit confused about email and drafting. I highly recommend watching some of our earlier videos in this on this channel, describing and walking you through the entire application to give you more context about what I mean by applying templates and due dates and auto emails. If you've watched those videos, you know what I'm talking about. Now, when a task is due, this email gets drafted in the chat for you. You can even further refine it by giving Ava the specific template that you want to go after. So I'm going to give her the EMD template that I have and just say save. And now Ava knows that one day after the under contract date, I'm going to have to draft this EMD email for the buyer. So super simple, but it connects all of your templates together to eventually you just upload your contract, select your template, and your emails are getting drafted for you in the chat. You're just signing in when they're due and you're hitting send. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much most of the meat of what we're talking about here. And same goes here as well. You can create buyer under contract, you can create an EMD task list, and I'll show you now actually the benefit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload my template and I'm also going to create just a EMD task list. Or no, let's do a better one. Let's do inspection delayed task list. So in the case an inspection gets delayed, I want to have just a special list of 4 tasks that I only need when this happens. I wouldn't put this in a template because I don't want to all my templates have these tasks and I have to go and delete them. So I'm just gonna create a small task list for when the inspection gets delayed. Let's say notify everyone of delay. And then let's do maybe schedule new inspection date and then collect inspection report for delayed inspection. So now when I process this, we're going to have a very small task list that we only need in case the inspection got delayed. Inspection delayed template. We hit save. Looks good. The benefit of doing this is we have the ability through the chat to tell Ava to pull in task lists to use them during a transaction. So now that I have this set up, I can just say, Ava, the inspection got delayed, pull in my inspection delayed template, and she'll add those tasks in only if necessary. I can show you that very soon, but first I want to show you how to just in general apply a template before we go into a transaction and do the chat. I already have an intake started here, which I just opened up. If you don't know what we're looking at, again, I recommend watching some of the older videos or just signing up and uploading your contract and walking through the steps. This is exactly what you'll see. I have my intake just about going and I'm confirmed all of these details already. So I'm going to just scroll through and confirm that it looks good. Same for my timeline. If any of you watched the older videos or signed up already, you know what's going on here. And if you haven't, I recommend doing that. Once my timeline is good, I can just hit plan your workflow. And now my template is right here available for me to apply. It's my listing compliance template with everything I've confirmed. I can just hit apply and we're good to go. So, even though we're AI first and we want Ava to help you as much as she can, you still have that clear say on what are all the things and we're keeping track of and what are all the documents that we're going after. So hopefully that actually makes things a little smoother when you're trying to transfer over from an existing system. Creating my tasks, same deal. I have my two templates. I can apply and we're good to go. And then from here, you should be familiar if you've seen the app at all. We create a task list, we confirm it, and then we move on to the next step. But I'm gonna now go back to, hold on. Sorry, let me come back here. I'm gonna minimize and return later. And go into a transaction, just like this. And here I'm going to ask Ava to add the inspection delayed task template to show you that, let's say inspection got delayed, add inspection delayed task template. Ava's going to go through my templates and there you go. You see she found it and add these tasks to this transaction. Super easy. There we go. My tasks are ready to get created. I hit approve all and boom, they're added to my transaction. So those are the two ways you can optimize your templates to serve you better, whether it's during a transaction or after. But yeah, I hope this help you get set up a little faster and check out the other videos we have on the channel.